Hi, I'm Bunny Cakes and welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to be doing the spooky book tag. I did a similarly titled book tag a few days ago called the Spooky Scary Book Tag, but this is different. It was originally done by the Book Pusher, and I will link her video down below. The first question is, Corn Maze, what book had you confused and lost from the very beginning? I wouldn't necessarily confused and lost. I wouldn't necessarily say confused and lost, but it definitely threw me for a loop at the end, and that was Ashley Bell by Dean Koontz. I reviewed it a few months ago on my channel, and you can go watch that video. It was really good. Like, it seemed like things were going in like this specific direction, and then you like get hit in the face with, that's not what happened at all. The second question is Haunted House. What book has the creepiest setting? I can't really nail down any specific book I want to call out, but books set in the woods tend to be really creepy to me because I don't like the woods. There's bugs, crawly things, and bears, and no Wi-Fi, and bad lighting for reading, and that sort of thing. And also creepy small towns. Like, it's just like nothing good happens in small towns. They're creepy. The next question is Ghost Boyfriend. Who is your eternal book boyfriend? I'm going to have to make an amalgamation character for this. So I want like a little bit of the vampire Lestat from Anne Rice's Vampire Chronicles. I want a little bit of Louis from the same series. I want like a little bit of Reese from A Court of Thorns and Roses. A little bit of like Sherlock Holmes and a little bit of the Doctor from Doctor Who, smashing together to make me a perfect boyfriend kind of thing. The next question is Caramel Apple Suckers. Oh my god, I love those. The best dang Halloween book ever. I don't really have a good answer for that. I read horror all year long, so I don't necessarily have anything that I can pin down. Oh no. One of the few books that I occasionally reread is a little middle grade book called Bunnicula. I love that series. It's about a vampire bunny rabbit who sucks the juice out of vegetables, and it's not scary at all. It's just cute and sweet. And I remember, I think the first time I read it, it was around Halloween. So, Bunnicula. The next question is Vampires and Everything. What is your least favorite Halloween trope? And I am going to say murder and gore without a plot. Primary example being, I absolutely loved Endless Night by Richard Lehman. There was a lot of story, there was a lot of blood, there was a lot of gore, there was a lot of grossness. It was an awesome book. However, a few weeks ago, I read another book of his called Beware, and there was all sorts of blood and gore, and there was some creepy stuff, but there were like major plot holes and stuff that didn't really go together, and it seemed almost like he took like two completely separate stories and kind of duct taped them together because he was short on a deadline or he was trying too hard, something like that. So yeah, murder, blood, gore, no plot. That's mine. It's not actually probably a trope. Maybe it should be more like murder and gore for the sake of murder and gore. Let's see. The next question is Evil Incarnate, the most evil villain. Let's see. He's not actually in books, I don't think. I don't think there are any books about Freddy Krueger, but I think Freddy Krueger is probably the most evil villain to me because he messes with my sleep. I can't get away from him. He messes with my sleep. I don't like it. But I do love Freddy Krueger because he scares me and not much does anymore. Ouija Board, a book that messes with things that you don't want to be involved in. I can't really think of anything because I usually don't. Like, if something makes me super, super serial uncomfortable, then I just won't read it. And like when it comes to horror, I'll read just about anything. Um, Anything from like Stephen King to Dean Koontz to Richard Lehman to um, like unknown authors, J.P. Delaney, who's a new author. I'll read anybody, anything really creepy or scary. I even read erotic horror sometimes, which gets real messed up. Um, so I guess mostly as long as they don't get like uh, creepy, um, like like I don't know, like messing with kids or something. Like I'm not gonna, like I won't mess with that. I don't want to be involved with that. But like I'll read pretty much anything else. Um, let's see. Number 8 is full moon. What character do you turn into on the full moon? Um, hmm. I would turn into a vampire. That would be really cool. I feel like turning into like a were animal would hurt a lot, and I'm not into that. Um, I could be a witch. Yeah, witch, demon, vampire, something like that. What do you think? What do you think I would turn into for Halloween? Or on the full moon rather. Number 9, All Hallows Eve. The other world and this world have meshed for one night. What book would you love to be swept up in? Probably either for my personal safety, probably either like the Book Jumper by Matthew Glosser or Incarnate um, by, I cannot remember the name of that author to save my life. I will link every book I've mentioned down below. I always do. Um, but like with the Book Jumper, I could go and visit like my favorite horror stories, but be safe. So I think that would be best because it would kind of like give me access to all books and that story too. Um, let's see, Voodoo Doll. What author would you love to take control of and make them write anything you want? I don't think I would do that. Um, Part of the reason that I like to read books is to get a glimpse into the author's mind and the author's passion. And if I took over their mind, then it would just be my passion and at that and my mind that I'm glimpsing into. And if I wanted to do that, I'll write my own books. Um, so yeah, I wouldn't do that. Number 11 is Black Cat. What red flags do you look for when first starting out a book? Um, Overdone tropes sometimes. Um, Glitter where it shouldn't be, or sparkliness. Looking at you, Twilight. Um, let's see. Abusive relationships that aren't done as abusive relationships. For example, I really loved The Other Girl by J.P. Delaney. It had two kind of weird, creepy, somewhat abusive relationships, and I really liked it. It reminded me of kind of 50 Shades of Grey, which I didn't like because of the messed up abusive relationship. And the reason that I feel differently about those two books is because the messed up abusive relationship was actually part of the point of The Other Girl. And in 50 Shades of Grey, um, it wasn't. Like, it was made like she wrote it like that's the way relationships were supposed to be in like the BDSM world, and that's not true. And it's just wrong, and I don't like it. So, like abusive things like that are done as if they aren't wrong, I don't like. Um, I don't like to read lot of overdone tropes, but um, the thing with tropes is they get popular because some people do them really well, and sometimes they really work, and sometimes they don't. Um, let's see. The next question is the final question. It is number 12. It's Witch's Brew, a book that had a lot of different components thrown in, but the result was magical. I haven't finished this book yet. I'm hoping to finish it by the end of Halloween. Um, I'm reading Into the Water by Paula Hawkins, and it has all sorts of different POVs and all sorts of different tidbits thrown in from different characters. and everybody's kind of different, and they're in this creepy town. And like, I am so into this book. I just, the last week or so, I haven't had a lot of time to read it. So, as much as I'm into it, I'm reading it slowly, and it is so magical to me right now. Like, I'm so into it, and I keep getting stopped in my reading for one reason or another. Like, when I get to a really good part, I'm like, oh yes, yes, this is good. And then, like, my ride comes and I have to leave. I'm like, you could have been 5 minutes late today. um, but yeah, that book is really awesome, and I'm enjoying it. I hope it ends well. I don't foresee any reason why it won't. I'm about halfway through right now, and it just keeps, like, the momentum is good. I'm loving it. Um, the last thing to do is tag people, and I'm just going to tag everybody because I didn't bother to go find somebody who hadn't done the video to tag. So yeah, I'm gonna be lazy and irresponsible and tag anybody who watches this who hasn't done the video yet. Works. Okay, so if you like this video, please hit the like button down below. It's a little thumbs up button. If you like my channel and my content, please hit the subscribe button. I try to put out videos every day on this channel. More often than not, it's every day. Occasionally, I miss a day or so. And other than that, please follow me on all my social media. It's linked down below, and keep reading.